Thanks for coming to class, and I'm excited to move with you guys again this week after taking a week off last week. That was just wonderful, and I'm wearing my new little shirt that I got, so I was like a little excited about that. Today we are going to use booty bands and the mat. Prepare to do a good amount of planking today. That's kind of my goal for today, is to get in as many planks as we can and then sort of throw in plenty of other things in between, giving our wrists a break. So that's what's up for today. I am also playing with like these new bands. I've been wanting to test out like cloth bands. So they're really different and they're really like wide. I'm not so sure how I feel about them yet, but yeah, that's why I'm kind of like stretching these out and playing with them. If you guys have like a medium weight band to use, that's probably the most versatile, so we can, in case we do some like arm work with it. In general, when you put the bands around your arms, it's nice to have like a lighter resistance as opposed to a really heavy resistance, but whatever you have, you work with it, even if you're just tying your long band together into a loop. All right, so let's see. I want us to start with the band around our legs. So let's go ahead and come with the band all the way up around the thighs. And let's start with a little bit of just walking. That's what I feel like doing. All right. So I am totally winging this. I don't have a plan. I'm just like, here we go, back into movement. All right. You know how it is when you're taking a break, you're like, okay, here we go. All right. So let's come to one end of our mat, come down into like a little baby squat here. You can go really low if you want to. You can go halfway down. Hips are back, chest is up, and we're just going to step wide all the way over to the other end of the mat, and then back. Good. So we're just going to warm up our booty before we bring it down into our planks. I always like to kind of start on my feet, and just depending on the day and my mood, end up on my feet, because obviously we walk into class right on our feet, and hopefully we are walking out of class on our feet. Hopefully we're not rolling out of class, right? We should be able to still walk out of class and feel that energy and just have that good alignment and posture and put all the things that we've been working on into play and into place. All right, good. Let's do a couple more walks back and forth. I can feel it starting to heat up. Whew. That's it. Good. You guys, have any of you been able to take a break? I feel like this summer has been so different than other summers, just with everything going on in the world. So vacations have not exactly been normal. A lot of them have been canceled. So yeah, have you guys been able to take a little escape? That was just nice for a moment. I know school is starting for a lot of the kids, so Zoom and all of that going on from home. There's just so much going on for everyone. All right, now let's come still. Stay in this nice little squat, and then we're going to weight everything into your left leg, and then pick the right foot up, and now you're just going to press the knee back and forward. Back, and let's go all the way forward, because then we're going to move through the hip flexor as well as the extensor. Now I am standing on a relatively squishy mat, so it's quite challenging for balance. You can always stand onto your floor where you have a little bit less squish. I think I'm going to do that so I can really focus on the movement through that right leg. And let's take it for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. Last one. Bring the right foot down. Now weight over into that right leg. Pick the left foot up, and here we go. We press the knee back and pull it forward. So you're keeping close enough to like a 90-degree bend of that knee. That's not changing. You're really focusing more on the proximal part of you here, so glute and hip flexor. So you're not paying too much attention to what's happening knee and below. Movement is up close in towards you. That's what proximal means. Good. Go for 5 more. 4. That nice round booty like this. For 3. And 2. And 1. Bring that foot back down. Stay in your squat here. Let's go down as far as you can. Lift up and press the hips forward for 10. Keep pressing out on your band here for 9. And 8. 7. And 6. And 5. Just breathing. 4. And 3. And 2. 1 more. Can we sit it all the way back down? Here we go. Let's work through those ankles. We lift the heels up and down. Up and down. Go as high as you can, spreading across all 10 toes. Make sure you're not going to the outside of those ankles, so don't turn your ankles out. I lost count. Here we go for 4. And 3. And 2. Pull your belly in. For 1, hold your heels up here. Little pulses down and up. It's like a few inches. For 10, 9, squeeze your sit bones. For 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep your heels up. Stand all the way up, 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 up. Press the hips nice and flat in the front. Woo! And then come down onto your heels. Hopefully keeping your balance, unlike me. All right, let's work into a little bit more standing balance with the legs straight now. So we're gonna start left foot forward, right foot goes back behind you. You're gonna lean slightly forward, hinge forward with the torso. And now the right heel is gonna pull back and under. Back and under. So it's a small movement. If we hinged a little bit more, we might be able to get a little more out of it. Let's take it for 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now stand it all the way up straight. I'm going to turn to face you so you can see what this looks like. We're going to swing it out or swipe it out to this side for 10, and 9, and 8. You're trying to pull up from the inside line of your left leg so you're not totally listed to the outside of that thigh. For 5, and 4, I'm already out of breath, and 3, so vacation does too, 2, and 1. Good, now we're gonna go to the front. So let's flex that foot and we're pulling straight forward and up. That's it. For 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6. As you do this, you want to reach your sit bone down towards the floor as you pull that leg forward and up. For 8, so no hiking the hip. For 9, and 10. Awesome. To the other side, right? So you don't have to turn around. It's just me that's doing that for your guys' view. All right, reach your left toes behind you. Hinge forward slightly with your torso, and you pull, whoops, that heel straight back behind you. So if you guys are at home, you've got like the back of a couch or the back of a chair or a countertop, you can always use that to help your balance. You could have a roller sitting up tall, or standing up tall, I should say, right? That's it. Good, let's go for 6, and 5, and 4. This is gonna prep us for the work we're gonna do in plank. 3, and 2, and 1. Lifting all the way up tall. We still wipe it out to the side for 10, and 9. Pulling up from the inner line of the right leg for 7, and 6, and 5. How are you guys doing? 4, and 3, and 2. Last one. Now we take it forward. Stay nice and tall. Keep your sit bones down towards the floor as the leg swings forward. Forward and up for 3, and 4, and 5. You can bring your hands on your hips so you feel that you're not hiking a hip as you swipe that leg forward and up for 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Whew. Bring that foot down, give yourself a little shake out. All right, and then we're gonna take this band and we're gonna move it down to our calves. We are gonna be using the mat now in case you were not using yours. You'll go ahead and just get it into position. Walk to the back edge of your mat, facing forward towards the mat. My feet are pretty wide for this band. I've got to kind of, if I go closer together, it's going to drop. So you guys go to where your band's obviously not going to fall off. Inhale, let's lift the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, chin to chest. Round it forward, nice and slow, articulating through that spine. Pull that belly up underneath you, and we're going to walk it out in 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hands are planted. I want you to tuck your tail slightly, pull your abdominal wall up and in, reach your heels back behind you, pull your quads up in the front so the legs are nice and straight, and we're going to rock forward and back on our toes for 10. And 9. Every time you rock forward, I want you to feel like you're spreading your collarbones and you're trying to reach your heart forward and through those biceps. That's going to help combat any type of rounded shoulders or rounded upper body, which I have. So I've got to really try and work on that. Last 3, and 2, and 1. Pike your hips up, walk your hands all the way back in 3 hand walks, and slowly roll it up. I'm trying to talk really quiet when I come to that position. Good, so I'm not yelling in your ear. And then inhale, lift your arms all the way up overhead. We're gonna walk it out again. Here we go, chin to chest. Round your spine, draw that belly up and in. Head is heavy, arms are heavy. We walk it out in 1, 2, 3, and 4. Find your position. You're gonna reach your left leg straight up, pressing into your band as we rock forward and back on our right toes for 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3. Pull your belly in for 2, and 1, no break. Left foot down, right leg presses straight up as we rock forward and back on the left toes for 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Right toes down, pike your hips, walk your hands back in for 1, 2, 3, and round it up nice and slow, all the way back up to the top. Arms come overhead, shoulders draw down your back, so careful you're not bringing those shoulders up to your ears. Here we go again. And we fold over and down, nice and slow. Head is heavy, arms are heavy, tail is heavy towards the floor. You're scooping that belly up underneath you and you fold forward here. We walk it out in 1, and 2, 3, and 4. We're gonna step wide to the left, wide to the right, back in and in. So we're doing this slow. It's also called plank jacks when you do it in a jumping fashion and you do both legs at the same time, jump wide and jump in. We're gonna work it slow for this one. You're opening on the same leg each time for 3 more. And 2 more, and 1 more. Now we open to the right, left, back in. Right, left, back in. Watch your form. Don't start to round out in the upper back or sag through the hips. Right, pull the abdominal wall up and in, away from the mat. You've got 4 more. And 3. And 2. Last 1. Pike it up and walk it back. You've got it. Fold forward. Scoop that belly up and in, pressing out on the band with the legs as you roll it all the way back up. Arms come overhead. Stretch it out. You can clasp your hands, press them up. Good. And here we go back down, folding forward. Really fold the ribs up in the front, fan them open to the back. We're gonna walk it out 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're gonna jump those plank jacks for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pike and walk back again. That's it. Keep your fold forward and let your band come off of the legs. You can come all the way back up, and we're going to transition. If you're working with the same band for your arms, you're just going to pop that over your forearms. I'm going to move down to a lighter weight and pop this one over my forearms. We're still standing at the back of this mat. We're going to continue with our walkouts here. Okay, actually before that, let's warm up our arms a little bit in this standing position. So you're going to take your hands forward, thumbs are up. Right here, pull the shoulders back. So for me, when I do this, I'm already kind of protracted with my shoulder blades. I want to retract those blades. Okay, and then keep a nice openness in the front of the shoulder, right at the crease of the shoulder there, or crease of the arm. Thumbs are up. We're going to press out and in. Out, I should say release, because if you went in, then you'll have that band kind of sag on you. As you press out against the band, you're really engaging the outside of the shoulders, posterior delts. Okay, you're getting a little bit into your anterior serratus as well. Pull that belly in and back. Good, standing nice and tall. You could even do this against a wall. That might be interesting to do, so you really focus on keeping that nice tall posture. Yeah, up to you guys. Last 2 and 1, good. Arms come down, just long in front of you. Palms face you, thumbs face in, and from here, we're gonna press out. And as you press out, I want you to also rotate the arm bones back so the thumbs almost start to go forward, okay? So we go for 9 and 8 and 7 and 6. That's kind of what we wanna feel when we're in our plank down there with our arms. That's how we get that chest to broaden. Okay, same feeling as we do a little push-up. So we're gonna work on that next. All right, shake it out. Come all the way back to the edge of your mat. Lift the arms all the way up overhead. And here we go. We're gonna fold forward. Good. We're gonna walk out carefully. Good. Bring your hips all the way down in line with your shoulders. Here we are. Now you have an option to drop to your knees, which is not a problem. We're going to bend the elbows, tricep press, and push up. So it's a little tricep push up. The elbows come tight in towards your waistband. Think of pressing or squeezing like a pencil underneath your armpits. So I'm going to go down onto my knees. I can get fuller range that way, so I'd rather work in that position than kind of just a really small range at the top when I'm fully stretched out. That's just my preference. Good, and let's go for 4 more. So you're really squeezing those upper arms to the side of the rib cage for 3. Take your time for 2. And 1. You're going to sit your hips back into a child's pose. Open the knees wide so we are not walking it back up to standing here. You can get a little break. Take a breath here. Pull your belly in and back. Reach your tail towards your heels in this position. And then we're going to lift it back up, and you come to either a full stretched out plank or, onto your knees. I think I'm going to opt for knees here. This band is really strong. All right, so you pull that abdominal wall back and in, and now with the left hand, you're going to reach forward and back, forward and back for 6 and 5 and 4, 3, 2, 1. Right arm for 8 7, 6, 5, try and carry your weight over your midline for 4, not too much out to the left, for 3, and 2, and 1, sit it back to child's pose. Take a little break. You can always just like bring your arms out of the band and shake them out if that's kind of more the break that you're needing than looking for. We're gonna go back into the same position. And we're gonna walk the hands out to the side and then back in center. And when I say center, that's just centered underneath your shoulder. It's not centered underneath your chest, okay? So same idea. You choose whether you're on your knees or a full stretched out plank. I'm going to try for the plank here. All right, here we go. Just the left arm goes to the left and back in for 8, 7, 6, 5, it might be small, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, pause for a second. You can always do this on your hands and knees. So I'm so sorry because I completely forgot to give that as an option. You don't have to do it in plank. It's quite difficult work. So that is another option. You don't have to skip it entirely if you find that it's too hard. You can actually come here with your knees underneath your hips and continue. Sorry guys. All right, back up. Here we go to the right hand. We go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it down onto the knees. Sit it back for one last time into child's pose. Reaching your arms overhead. Big inhale here into the sides of that rib cage. One more time. Amazing. Go ahead and come all the way up to seated. Okay, you can take that band off of your forearms and give your arms a little bit of a break. And in the meantime, we are going to put either the same or the other one back onto the legs. So slip both legs through and let's go onto the quads. That's what I'm gonna choose. We're gonna come onto our right side. Your option, you have different options and I wanna make sure to give you modifications. So one is gonna be your side plank on your forearm, okay? The other is gonna be to just bend the leg that's underneath you and you're gonna come up onto the knee, okay? You can always bend the top knee as well. And then your other option is going to be in a full side plank up onto your hand, which you can always bring one foot in front of the other, okay? You don't have to have the feet stacked. All right, you're like, what are we doing, Kristi? Because I don't know what I'm gonna choose until you tell me what we're doing. We are gonna just come up into that plank position and let's come into a little bend and stretch. So we're gonna bend and stretch. Bend and extend. So if you were on your knee for this one, you can do a little, yes, you're gonna sit back into it. So it's like a press of the hips, forward and back. There we go. For 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Bring your hips down, everyone, regardless of what you chose, all right? I'm gonna choose the knee bent. You guys can choose whichever because you can do it however you want. So if you wanna go for more challenge here, we are going to lift the hips and the top leg into the band at the same time for 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Whew, those are strong. Sit it all the way down. All right, we're gonna come into our little twist and pike. I prefer to do this on my hands, so just kind of varying it up here. Coming all the way up. You guys choose. We're going to pike, reach back for that back foot and come all the way back into your side plank. We go for 8 and 7, not using the band too much here. For 6, as you can see, mine's like falling down my legs. For 5 and 4, draw your belly in as you tuck under. For 2, last one. Good. From here, Open your legs up a little bit forward and back. We're going to reach into a regular plank. One arm, come back into our side plank. For 6, that's it. And 5, swiveling the feet. For 4, you can do the same thing on knees. 3, 2, last one. Bend your knees and sit it all the way down. Good job, you guys. All right, I'm just gonna stay facing you, swing around to do the other side. Here we go. All right, first one was, yes, our knee bend. I already forgot. Here we go. Lifting it up. We're gonna bend and stretch it out. Good. That's it. For 8, and 7, and 6. So as you bend, you're pushing out into the band. For 5, and 4. You can keep your hand here if you want. 3, and 2, and 1. All right. I'm gonna try and stay even on both sides. So I'm gonna bend that knee and choose to be on my bottom knee. Here we go. We lift the hips and the top leg together and down. For 8, 7, getting that heart rate up again. I hope I'm not the only one. For 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, 2 more, 1 more, rest it down. All right, we're going into those Pike and Twist. So you choose your starting position. Here we go. Pike and reach it back. Whoops. That's it. For 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, for 4, and 3, and 2, last one, and bring it down. Okay, I'm forgetting, did we do something else on that side? No, I think that was it. Yes, oh no, we did. Hello, see, I already forgot. We moved into our single arm planks. Oh my goodness, so separate your feet so you can get that swivel. Here we go. We go to a front plank and a side plank. Front and side. For 5, this is amazing oblique work, you guys. For 4, you press out into the band as you come into this front plank. For 3, that's it. 2, 1 more. Bend and bring it down. That's more like it. I was like, there was something more. I seriously feel like when I was turned down, I'm like, and then let's add push-ups. Just kidding, I can't do that. Maybe some of you can, I can't. I'm not there yet. All right, so since we're kind of facing forward, let's bring this into like a front plank. I'm actually gonna switch bands because I feel like it would be just a little more possible with a lighter band. So bring your band up around your thighs to start. We're gonna do our table. You can choose to have your fingers facing forward. You can choose to have your fingers facing out to the side, whichever you prefer. Go ahead and position your feet so they're in line with kind of your knees here, and we have that press out into the band. So you have the press, your legs are not together. Take an inhale to prepare. With an exhale, lift those hips, pressing the knees forward. Hips come all the way up, look up towards the ceiling. Don't throw the head back, just look up towards the ceiling or a little bit forward. And then lower the hips down, tiny little touch to the floor, and right back up. Squeeze the glutes, just that for now. So you're maintaining a really light press against the band, but no more than that for now. We're gonna take it for 6 more. Good. At the top of that movement, really pull the abdominal wall back and in. For 5. And 4. And 3. And 2. With a smile, right? You know we're staying up there. Come on, at 1. Now we press the knees out and in. Out and in for 8. and 7. Keep the abdominal wall pulling back and in for 6, and 5, 4, and 3, and 2. Keep your chest up. 1. Come all the way down, gently with control. Shake your wrists out, because I know mine want to be moved in the opposite direction. Moving with me, you guys. If you liked this workout, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so you get a notification each time I upload a new video. Come over to my website at goneadventuring.com if you're interested in more full-length workouts or live classes each week. Join us. Let's do this together at any time from anywhere. I'll see you soon.